What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? This is Manny Fraser, and I'm here to talk to you. Welcome back to another episode of the Rise and Thrive podcast. I'm your host, Manny Fraser, and I'm here to talk to you about what exactly you should be talking about with your clients, the do's and the don'ts. I think this is a very big topic because as a personal trainer, when you're new or you're old, whether you've been doing this forever or you just started yesterday, the topic of conversation with your clients is something that I want to say needs to be orchestrated and thought of. So I'm here to talk to you about how to communicate to your clients to build connectivity and build that positive relationships, and a couple of things that you want to stay away from and the pitfalls that trainers fall into. So let's get started. Let's talk about the do's. The do's of talking to your clients. So here are a couple of the do's of talking to your clients. Adjust my mic. Do show interest in their goals and progress. Trainers, your clients are paying thousands of dollars to train with you. It is not your therapy session. It is not their therapy session. It is results driven. I think this is where trainers can get lost in this aspect is that is this person getting results? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, great. So the conversation of what should they talk about? You want to find out what their interests are. So right away, I have a video about this where it's like Ford, family, occupation, recreation, dream outcome. So in the recreation, you can find out what they do or what they like to do. You want to understand what their interests are. If they're interested in basketball, guess what you're doing for 30 minutes or an hour or however long you train them for, talking about basketball. If they're interested in football, find out about football. As trainers, we need to be almost renaissance. We need to bring the topic of conversation to our clients. So if you have a client, so I'll tell you an interesting story of how I got my PS4. I ended up getting a PS4 because the fact that one of my clients was interested in gaming and the topic of conversation was gaming, and I found it difficult to talk about it. So I had it. And when I got the PS4, it made it interesting because all I'll do is talk about Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And I'd be like, hey, what about Black Flag? Is that a good game? And you tell me about his games, and I'm talking about Black Flag and 2K. And that helped bridge the gap of our conversation because I'm just into fitness. I'm just into lifting weights and powerlifting. So therefore, if you're not into that, we don't have a lot to talk about. So finding his interest, you don't have to go that far, but finding a genuine interest or finding the interest in your clients and finding what they're into is really going to help. The other thing in terms of it is what is their goals and their progress. You want to find what they're interested in terms of they're going to be interested in goals and progress. So what are their short-term goals? What are their long-term goals? What are the milestones that you should be celebrating? How are you celebrating those milestones? So like example is like, what is their favorite dessert? What do they like eating? You might say, oh, like a Cinnabon. Okay, they might hit a deadlift PR. Maybe you buy them a Cinnabon. Maybe you buy them a chocolate bar. And it might be like, oh my gosh, trainer, you can't be giving out chocolate bars at Cinnabon. Well, you got to live. And what I mean by that is that they're not jumping on stage and might need to be 2% body fat. They can live a little. So allow them to live a little and let them understand that in a healthy lifestyle, it's okay if they indulge a bit as long as they're focusing on the health aspect and utilizing the 80-20 principle. Celebrate their milestones no matter how small they are. This not only motivates them, but also it reinforces that you are invested in their journey. It's about their journey, personal training. Next, encourage and empower. You want to make sure that you are encouraging and empowering them. You are their biggest cheerleader. You have to be in their corner. Use that hour to talk to them and say, I'm so proud of you. Great job. Use the positive reinforcement to boost their confidence. Phrases like "You got this," "Look look how far you come," can make a significant impact. It's about impact. This can get lost in this personal training field because it is a business and it requires some entrepreneurial spirit. And I want to say a lot of trainers lack that entrepreneurial spirit. When you're coming in with that, understand like that's one side of this. The other side is being able to encourage and empower and compartmentalizing that side and having an outlet for that somewhere else. You have to be able to talk to your clients and encourage them, empower them for that hour. And it's all about what they're doing. So being a significant impact towards them, empower them to believe that that in their capabilities and that to stay committed into their fitness journey. It's so I want to say it's so impactful when you do that as a trainer, but it's a very powerful thing. You need to do that as a trainer. Another do, and this is the last do, educate and inform. Clients appreciate trainers who can provide valuable insight and knowledge, share tips on nutrition, benefits of different exercises, and the science behind fitness. This is not only adds value to your sessions, but also positions you as an expert in their field. A lot of times trainers get sucked up into not doing courses. The reason why I'm a very big proponent of courses is so you have a cup that you have something to pour out, right? And I always think about an empty cup. Your client is the empty cup, and you want to be able to pour out your knowledge, your fitness knowledge, the things that you've learned, the things that you're learning, the things that you're working on. You want to be able to talk to them about that. And now the thing as trainers is if you can't talk to them about that, it kind of becomes an issue. And I say that it becomes an issue because I find trainers generally have trouble on doing courses once they've done their initial course or initial courses. The education journey doesn't stop. If you and I've said this on my podcast before, and you've probably if you've been listening to me and taking this journey with me, you've heard this before. Education doesn't stop. You should always be educating yourself. You should always be finding new courses, new online courses, new courses to attend, new workshops to attend. You should be attending expos and conventions, gathering with other people that like mind and talking to them about fitness things. You chose this training career as a career. It's a career. Make it a career. I think a lot of times as trainers is that we've never been in a lot of different industries. We've never been in this industry before, and like in an industry and thinking about it as a career. This can be very transient for a lot of people. So it's an in between job. I tried personal training, but it wasn't for me. Well, did you actually try it? I say this. The reason why I say this, there's no disrespect to anyone that has been a personal trainer before, but what made you get into it? What was the thing? And I say what was the thing because I just want to know what was the positive outcome. What was the thing that got you into this? Was it because you want to help people? If is it because you want to help people, why'd you stop? What made you want to just like say, yeah, you know what, I'm done? Because you said you want to help people, and all of a sudden it went from I want to help people to I don't like this anymore. That needs to be your initial thought process in the beginning. That because you want to help people is why you're going to make this work. Okay, let's get into the don'ts. Don't talk about bad news. It is crucial to maintain a positive and uplifting atmosphere during your session. Avoid discussing bad news, whether it's from the news, your personal life, or anywhere else. Clients come to you to feel better and improve their health, and a negative conversation can dampen their motivation and mood. You ever heard one rotten apple can spoil the bunch? It's the same thing with like grapes or any other fruit. So if you come in with this negative mood and you're talking to your clients negatively, I hate this company. I hate this. I hate this industry. I hate doing this. I don't like this. Oh man, it's so difficult. Oh, I gotta do this. I gotta work so much. You're complaining to your client. You're complaining to the wrong person. And trainers, I need you to stop. I need you to think before you speak. Who am I saying this to? And now, if you're like, I have no one to talk to other trainers who are in the industry and in this field who can actually listen to you. I'm like, I know, man, it is difficult. And you can sound off with them. It it is a difficult job. I'm the first person to say it. Every single trainer that I ever hired, the number one thing I say to them is this one thing. This is going to be the hardest job that you ever do. Most people fail within their first month, first year. The reason why? It's hard. It requires growth. And the question is, can you grow faster than the time that's going? Are you willing to take this self-development journey? If the answer is no, then this job is not for you. And the more and more I'm in the industry, the more and more I realize it. I hear client feedback, I hear trainer feedback, I hear trainers who left, I hear trainers who stay, and the common theme of the trainers who stay versus the trainers who go is the self-development. The trainers who consistently self-develop themselves are the ones who normally stay back, who stay here, who are in this industry, who stay in the industry because they're forever being able to pour out their cup. I find the trainers who don't do self-development, and when I say self-development, I actually mean spending money on courses. No, the reason why it means spending money on courses is because it's an investment. And I understand investing. Investing, it requires a seed. That seed is either time or money, right? Or an actual literal seed that takes time to grow, but it's time or money in this aspect. So now you're taking your seed, which is your time or your money, and you're taking it to learn or earn. And by that point, you're learning to earn more. Don't avoid your own personal growth. It really sets it up to be a negative environment for yourself and your clients and your coworkers or whoever else you work with. Don't complain about your life. We all have our struggles, but training sessions should focus on the client, not on you. Sharing too much about your personal problems or how bad your life is can make the client feel uncomfortable and detract from the professional relationship. Keep the focus on their progress and well-being. A lot of times I know that like you're training with this person for 156 hours over the course of 1 year. Yes, I know you built this relationship with them. But guess what? It is a professional relationship. They are paying you. Imagine a psychologist that you come see and there's talking to you about the divorce that they're going through. What are you paying for at that point? Wouldn't you'd be wondering that, right? You need to learn how to compartmentalize and keep what is in the session and what's going on in your life go in your life. If you need to find a place to talk to, once again, find a place to talk to. That is not the place you need to talk to them about it. Last, don't don't criticize your company or field. Speaking negatively about your workplace or the fitness industry can erode trust and confidence that your client has. And the reason I say that is that a lot of trainers, I work for a big box gym, and I know it's not perfect. Hey, I'm being honest. But what is perfect? What are you looking for? Right? It, I say this because I find it difficult when trainers have trouble working in a setting or corporate setting or even in like even working in a private setting. No matter what, do you want to do this training thing? It's not easy no matter what you do. It's grind central. But do you actually want to do this? If the answer is yes, then you need to learn that this is a different type of job. It is not your regular 9 to 5. It is going to take an entrepreneurial mindset. It's going to take growth. It is not secure. I'm going to be completely honest with you. You know why it's not secure? It's contract based, right? Where's the security in that? But I can guarantee you can create security. How do you create security? How do you create security in personal training? That's a whole podcast on its own. Here's one way to create security in personal training. Take the money that you earn, save it, and start investing it into other places outside of your industry. So the first place you want to first take your money that you earn, invest it into you so that you can earn more money. Okay. Write this down. I'm giving you the secret sauce right now. Okay. How do you make this a job that you can be protected from? One, take the money you earn, start saving 10% of it, at least 10%, even 5%. 10% is too much, take 5%. Take some money, start saving it. Two, once you have a certain amount, invest into a course. Upgrade here, knowledge. You need to upgrade your mind. Once you upgrade your mind, then what you're going to do is you're going to start earning more money. Then you take some more money, start upgrading your mind. Then you take more money. Then you start upgrading your mind. Then eventually you're making so much money that you can now upgrade your mind still while you start saving money. And now you're going to save money. And then you're going to start saving money. As you save that money, what you're going to do is you're now going to start investing that money. Manny, what do I invest my money into? Man, this is non-financial advice, but the reality is that you can go into an RSP, you can go put it into S&P 500, you can put it in a mutual fund, put it in something that's going to earn you back high dividends, a high reward. Okay. And then from there, as you start, then allow time to start taking place. Time. As time starts taking place, and let's say that you're 20 something and you're doing this job and you're really good at it, and by the time you're 40 or 50 something, you're still in this job, let's just say, and you never decide to go into the business side and you've just been a trainer for 20 to 30 years, then guess what? You've now built up a bankroll of money that you now have, and you can do a lot of other things. Now, there are different things I can talk to you about, like in terms of the different things you should be doing at different brackets of your age. So like there's like the 20 to 30, which is like you should be creating, the 20 to 30 to 40, which you should be becoming an expert. 40 to 50, once you're an expert in your field, you should start becoming that person that is the go-to person. And then 50, 60, you start sharing wisdom. 60 plus, you should be getting paid to share your wisdom. So consulting, learning how to speak. The people who don't learn how to do that will end up working at Walmart if Walmart still exists and still hires people, or they'll start working at Home Depot if that still exists and is hiring people. But you as a trainer need to start growing your mindset of how to be in this fitness industry. It's an industry. There is billions of dollars heading through it all the time. How much of the piece of the pie that you want? How much of an impact do you want to put in? You get paid based off the impact that you have, period. If you don't feel like you're having a big enough impact, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to cry about it? Are you going to be like, oh, I can't do anything? Are you going to do something about it? Maybe you don't like who I said that. Don't listen to me. I'm okay with that. I'm for certain people. I'm for the people that want to push themselves. I'm for the people that have been through stuff and realize that this is what I want to chase their dreams and passions. Hey, maybe fitness is not your dream and passion. Maybe it's something totally different. Chase your dreams and passion and become the best at it. I'm for everything like that. Okay. Don't criticize your company. Whether you work for a big box gym or a tiny little small box somewhere, don't criticize where you work. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's such an oxymoron. It's so I want to say that's not smart. It's wishing ill on the place that puts food on your table. It doesn't make sense. All right. So don't criticize it. I work for a big box company. It's not perfect. I understand that. I've made my peace with that. And so now I don't complain about the company because the company itself, it could be worse. There's other things I could be doing. I like the fitness industry. I like being part of the industry. So at the end of the day, if I get to do this, I'm happy. So the clients, if you continue doing that, it will erode the trust and confidence. Clients might start questioning the quality of the service or credibility of the profession as a whole. So at that point, they'll never want to have a trainer again. There's a lot of bad actors as trainers. And I say that there's a lot of bad actors as physios, there's a lot of bad actors in a lot of different industries. Those bad actors shouldn't create the bad experience that makes you never want to do something again. And I say that because it's like, man, it can be. You want to instead highlight the positive aspects and the advancement in the fitness field that benefits your clients. So whether you're crushing it or you're not doing good, do not criticize the company you work for. The company you work for is understand it like this. If the company that you work for didn't exist, you wouldn't have a job there and you would be needing to figure it out on your own. So at least you get able to get your foot in the door and get some experience. That's what the company you work for is providing. Okay. So in summary, being a great personal trainer goes beyond designing effective workout programs. It's about building a positive, supportive relationship with your clients by focusing on uplifting, informative, and goal-oriented conversations. You create an environment that fosters growth and success Remember, the energy you bring to each session can significantly impact your client's experience and results. So keep it positive, keep it professional, and keep it inspiring. All right. That is all for today's episode of the Rise and Thrive podcast. If you found these tips helpful, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. And if you have any topics you'd like us to cover, send me a message on my social media channel, either Rise and Thrive Pod on Instagram or Manny Yoked. You can find me on both of those. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep pushing towards peak performance. Be the best coach that you can be. I believe in you. Peace.